Going to events and venues when you're not actually playing is really key because you just don't know what's going to happen. That's why I was like, right, I need to go to places, I need to go to nights, events, see, not only just to network, but just to see what people like. If you go in blind and go, I want to DJ at this place and you've never been, like, how do you know what the crowd is? How do you know what goes well down there? But if you go to the places and you're involved and you're in it, you know more, you're more knowledgeable. Amnesia was the first club I went to when I went to Ibiza for the first time. So playing on the terrace, I was like, my name's up there, like behind me, and I'm like, to be able to read a crowd, especially when you've got ages from like 6 to 70, you need to keep everyone entertained. And I think doing those gigs where you play so many different types of music and you've got to keep them there, I think it's a massive learning curve, but you learn skills that are really, really useful.
Ange, hi.
Hi.
Today I've got my good friend Angie in the building, and today I want to talk about how you've had such a long and sustainable career in this industry that doesn't really support sustainable careers. How you broke into Ibiza, how do you get there, and how you share the stage with some of the world's biggest DJs. But first of all, how are you? Not seen you in a while. We are pals.
Yes, we are. Very good. We go way back, don't we? We go way back. But
we go way back. But when I first met you, I think you was in the zone of when we were doing like 5, 6, 7 nights a week.
Yes.
So when did you like start in Leeds? When was that first few gigs that you had?
I think I first started doing it as not having any other jobs. Yeah. That was my sole focus. When I worked for Tiger. So I was doing I think I was doing Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and at that point it was like, it was great. I mean, we did there'd be 6-7 hour shifts, wouldn't there? Yeah. There were long shifts, but at the time, now I look back and think, how did I do that? But actually, at the time, you just have a lot of fun, don't you? Yeah. And there's all your mates working behind the bars. You make really good relationships with the people that work there and the bar staff, the glass collectors, everybody. You just have a laugh.
Yeah, and it was that time where it was so busy. There was a new club opening every week, there was a new bar opening every week, and it was just like that. The culture around it, obviously pre-COVID and a lot of stuff, but there was loads and loads of opportunities, weren't there, to get your foot in the door and just have 5 or 6 nights a week, which was easy enough to live off, obviously.
Yeah, and loads of people did 5 or 6 gigs a week. It wasn't just a select few, was it? It was like you say, there was enough to go around for everybody.
Yeah. Why did you want to even get into DJing? What were you doing beforehand?
Well, I started really when I was left school and got some decks and I just was really intrigued about it all. I never ever thought that I would make a career out of it at that point. I loved it. I loved music, but I never did. And it's funny because I actually found my old CV at my mum's.
Did you?
The hobbies said, I mean, it was so funny. It was like, I like going to the cinema and socialising, and I've got some decks, so I enjoy bedroom mixing.
Nice.
So it started when I was very young, and then obviously just grew organically. Yeah. Luckily, yeah.
Yeah. You didn't have a day job beforehand?
No. Well, I actually worked in a jean shop.
Did you?
Yeah, which I loved. So I did that, and then went back to college, went to uni twice, kept going back and forth. Yeah. Did a master's in music for moving image, which is score writing.
Oh, really?
And then before that I did a degree in music production as well. So it's always been there. I mean, I'd be in uni every day of the week if I could, because I loved it. Loved it. But
yeah, like you say, it was a time where there was a lot of gigs going about, and people would share gigs, and you'd have to turn down some opportunities, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But you've also had different jobs within the industry as well, haven't you? Alongside DJing, which is why you've, I guess, managed to stay the course longer than, I guess, a few that have fallen off.
Yeah, I've always worked within the nightlife industry. Yeah. So whether it's bookings and sales, marketing, I've always been in that. So, and I used to work for, it was called Leeds Licensing Association. So it was basically an association, like a pub watch for the bars and clubs, and I ran that. So I do a monthly newsletter, work with the police, we'd host like pub watchers, worked with all like the venue owners and stuff, and like about matters that were important to the nightlife. So yeah, I've always done that alongside, and then it's naturally progressed. I've always been in it.
Do you think that's helped you stay connected and network to like the right people to get the gigs that you've eventually wanted?
100%. I think being in it and knowing what's going on and networking, like you said, networking is a massive part of it. I think it's just you're aware that what's needed. Like, you know, if you go in blind and go, I want to DJ at this place, and you've never been, like, how do you know what the crowd is? How do you know what goes well down there? But if you go to the places and you're involved and you're in it, you know more, you're more knowledgeable. It's definitely a positive.
Do you think we found that out by accident just because we lived centrally? We were outgoing people, and we were just sort of, we were there. We weren't like, quote unquote, researching, but you were just in it.
Exactly.
In the mix, weren't you?
And we, you know, at that time we loved going out, didn't we? We'd be out, and like you say, it's by accident really. So you know what works, but you're actually just going out to meet your friends, and it's with like-minded people, isn't it? So you all sort of gather together and know what's going on, and you know what's working. And it's how you start like going, oh well, should we do a night together, or should we DJ together, or should we? And it just all sort of comes together like that.
Because didn't you start a sort of like little booking agency in Leeds, booking out DJs?
Still got it.
It's still going.
Still got it.
Awesome, amazing.
So it's it's me and my friend Jason Fakira, who has been absolute legend, been in the industry for so long, really good DJ, incredible. And we kept getting asked by venue owners, managers, oh, have you got we need cover, and we were like, should we just set up our own agency? And we don't advertise it, we don't do anything like that, but everything was word of mouth because everybody knew us and they trusted us, and we've got a really good team of DJs. Obviously right now in Leeds it's not brilliant, as you know. We've still got a few gigs going, and we've still got more inquiries coming, which is brilliant. But so we just do that on the side hustle.
No, it's good because a lot of DJs that listen to this are after like opportunity, and I think there is a lot of booking agents out there, and like yours isn't like yours is word of mouth, so it's not like advertised, but it is one of them things where if you get yourself in the right place and you meet a couple of people, a lot of doors can open for you really quickly. Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, we've used a DJ for cover, and then the manager's gone, absolutely love this person. Let's get him in every, twice a week. Yeah. And that's happened. That happens a lot. You get them in and they're like, and venues have closed, but now we've got DJs available. So some other venues will be like, right, okay, is this person available or whatever? So it's great. It's like I say, it's not advertised, it's not massive, it's not a massive agency, but it's good for those DJs that have been around for a while and know what they're doing. Yeah, it's great. I remember when I first started out, when like early-ish, I remember somebody always told me, like, if you're getting cover for yourself, make sure they're not quite as good as you, because you don't want don't want them to take your gig. Whereas now I think it's a bit less gatekeeping. It's like let's all eat. let's all eat. Let's all share the love. Yeah. But it's one of those things, and I think people are, I think it's very rare, especially in Leeds, to get anybody that will try and take your gig. When you were doing like them 3 nights at Tiger and being in it 4 or 5 like days a week, is that like the true acid test of like playing to a crowd? Did you learn all the skills that you needed? Because we're going to talk about where your career's gone and stuff now, but is that there? That's where you learn like what to play, what not to play, different nights of the week, different cities, etc. I think reading a crowd, it's where you learn that craft. Yeah. For me, I mean, I've in the past I've done everything. So, party music, Motown, R&B, being open format. I've done weddings, corporates. I still do them. Same. And there's, to be able to read a crowd, especially when you've got ages from like 6 to 7 age, you need to keep everyone entertained. And I think doing those gigs where you play so many different types of music and you've got to keep them there, I think it's a massive learning curve, but you learn skills that are really, really useful. Yeah, the corporate stuff and the wedding event stuff is such a different ball game. You've got your club nights with your students who you can sort of like, okay, they're going to come, they're young, they're going to be drunk and party, but then in a day setting in a corporate world, you're like, people are listening and watching and being intent, and you've got to be able to react. Is it fortunate that you like all types of music, do you think?
Yeah, because if you didn't like the music, that would be a total different ball game. That would literally be like, you know, oh my God, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
But like, I don't do them often, but when I do them, it is like, you know, it's fun, isn't it? You know, playing like Mr. Brightside. It's like, you know, it's not like house and it's not what I do, but still enjoy doing it. Still enjoy it. Still enjoy the music.
I think you can find ways to make it enjoyable for yourself, and I totally get like when it's 3 a.m. and somebody wants you to play like Mr. Brightside, and you're like, man, I just want to like go to bed right now. But you sort of you learn, and then when you'll have found out later on when you come to play your quote unquote cooler gigs or your headliner gigs or your house gigs, the stuff you've learned from what tracks go off gives you like a leg up on other DJs who've not been in that position. So if you've got producers coming up who've not mainly done the circuit, are just trying to like make new tracks and play originals, where you've got this catalogue of music, you're like, oh, I know that this song works well. Let me make an edit or a remix or a bootleg to play out.
It does, you know, like, I mean, recently I've been doing loads of edits and I just know certain tracks, even just like a little snippet of, you know, the sample. You know it's going to go down really well. And I think having that catalogue of knowledge really works. It does. It helps a lot. Like, it's
like muscle memory as well. You can just look up at a crowd and be like, I know what this needs.
Yeah, exactly, you know that. I mean? Exactly that.
It doesn't matter where you are.
No, you can just vibe off them. It's like, there's been so many times when I've been like somewhere and I've gone, you know, like if the crowd's not vibing and you're like, I'm meant to be playing this sort of music, but if I put this in, I know it's going to go off. And it does. And I think it really, having that experience of playing at like weddings and all that lot, and knowing what people like, whether it's R&B, whatever.
Have you ever had any issues with like promoters or managers with the genre that you're supposed to be playing and the genre that you know the crowd wants?
All the time. I've had it actually when I was playing something and I was like, and someone came up to me and was like, what's this? And I was like, look at the crowd and leave me alone. Like, that's it. Like, I'm not swaying too far off. It's just the odd track, but you know, sometimes you've got to do it and like get the crowd going, and then you can move back to what you were meant to be playing.
What are some good like actionable tips that you can do to sort of, with the venue, with the manager, with the promoter, to like make sure you're all like in sync, like
on the same page? I think, you know, going to events and venues when you're not actually playing is really key. Seeing what other DJs are playing, seeing what sort of crowd goes in there, because sometimes when you just go and DJ, it's easy to just be like tunnel vision and just be like, right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to play this, and not actually take in what's going around. So I think that's really important. It's always good to like, you know, get to know your managers. Like, I'm really lucky, every single manager and, you know, owner, whatever, I get on well with. And, you know, I know that they would feel comfortable saying, you know, what do you think to maybe changing this, and vice versa. And I think it's really important to build those relationships. Don't just go and play and go. Like, go say hello to the bar staff, go say hello to the glass collectors, go say hello to the, you know, everybody, like, and you'll find that everybody's sort of on the same wavelength. There's so many nice people that work in bars. I always think you're all of the same sort of mindset, and you'll find I've made really good friends from the industry.
Yeah. It's one of, when we've talked about it so much on this, it's like an underwritten, like, don't just ghosts, like, get in and get out, like, go and speak to everyone you know, because like the staff that are working there every night and the manager and stuff, they know the people that are coming in and out, and you might get like a little, oh, by the way, this track went off last night, or this is going off, or oh, by the way, they don't come in till midnight, so like don't worry, don't be playing big tracks for like first
don't be like that. But it's really important. I mean, although sometimes I take it too far and go, right, I'm going to stay for a bit, and then I'm like, lights are on, get out. I'm like, oh, can we just have one more drink? But it's really good to like, you know, just chat to people.
100%. I want to talk a bit about the through lockdown when that happened. It was obviously a tough time, especially around here, but around the world for nightlife industry. But one thing you did amazingly was still create and put out content, and you were doing a lot of like live streams, and you got this like tag of being like disco queen.
Yes, I did.
You were doing like so amazing, just like disco mixes, like I don't know, you're doing every night or once a week or something. But was that just like a good release that then led to amazing things afterwards?
Do you know what? It was one of the best things that happened. I mean, obviously it was a horrible time, and I look back to the pandemic and it sends shivers down my spine. It's like, oh. But at the time, it was like I couldn't just sit still. So I was like, right, what can I do? And I remember really trying to get my head around the technical side of it all and work it and trying it out and like trying to get it. And I was like, how does this work? There was loads of people that helped at the time, fellow DJs. I'd be like, right, what do I need to do? This X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And I just ended up doing the live streams, and I named it Angie's Disco, which was an idea that I had prior to lockdown. Yeah, I wanted to do a brunch, and it couldn't happen because of lockdown. And then I was like, right, I'm going to do it. And yeah, it was great. It was, it did make me drink a lot of the time. Not
you and me both.
Yeah, I was literally like, I can't speak on the mic. And then I was like, right, I'll have a few shots. And then it was like another few. And it was like, but yeah, it was great. Ended up working with Gok with loads of live stream stuff. Ended up like on Mixcloud getting like really high views. So it really, really helped. And obviously, when lockdown ended, I did start to do Angie's Disco events.
Nice,
which was brilliant. And now I don't do it as many events now. However, I do work with an orchestra, and we do Angie's Disco Orchestra, which. Sick. My friend Mikey, who's incredible, and he basically founded Paradox Orchestra, and we do like the odd thing here and there.
I've not been to one. I need to come to one.
You need to come to one, but they're like, he does loads of stuff. He does R&B, drum and bass, all that sort of thing. But like when we did, I think the last one we did was it Halifax Town Hall, and it was for a corporate function, and we had everybody on like the roof. But we've done ones for Huddersfield Town Hall as well, and like really good. We did one at Groovebox a couple of years ago in the VIP, but yeah, we get like we can have anything from 4 musicians to like 14, 30.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it can go like massive. I think the most we've had is probably about 15, and then obviously singers as well. So
that sounds unbelievable. And then since that, obviously you've been producing and making music, which we'll come to. But you've been in and around sort of the Ibiza world for a while.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of DJs who listen to this are from love electronic music, and it's kind of like the mecca of dance music, like the number one place in the world. Yeah. How did you first get, I guess, your foot in the door to Ibiza? Were you just going there on like holiday or trips, or was it like for DJing initially, or how did you first get like your foot on the door to like play some gigs out there initially?
I was going just to go.
Yeah.
To start off with, I don't think it was ever really in my mind to go, oh, I want to go DJ in Ibiza.
Yeah.
I think it naturally sort of started happening as the more I went, and the more I was like, oh, I'd quite like to do that.
It's quite nice.
I'd like to do that. And then, I just started going and going and going. Got a couple of gigs at Ibiza Rocks. So, which was a brand called Cuckoo Land. So I did there, then Cova Santa, and then I got asked to do a mix. So I got asked to do a mix and didn't hear anything, and I was like, okay. And it was someone that I know, my friend Lisa, and then I didn't hear anything. I was like, oh, do I say anything? Like I'm very much like, I don't like to ask.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, it's like the balance between being forward and saying, look, is there anything going? And the balance between like just, I want to be noticed for me. So anyway, they were like, yeah, like the mix. Do you want to play Amnesia? And I was like, yes.
Wow.
Trying to keep it cool.
Yeah. Just leaving it at least a minute before you reply.
Yeah. And it to be honest, it sort of snowballed from there. Last year I had 2 gigs. I'd been booked for 2 gigs. Ended up going, and it just was like, do you want to come back? Do you want to come back? And I ended up getting more. At the time, it was it was a Monday night at Amnesia, and it was Sonny Fodera and Danny Howard, and they'd do the pre-parties at Mambo.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, do you just want to warm up for half an hour for Danny at Mambo? And I was like, yeah, of course. Went down. I think it was like the second. I'd not met Danny a lot of times, and he was like, that was really good. Whenever you're here, do you want to come down and do it? And I was like, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it just sort of, it's another thing about being in it, and another example of being in it, networking, because you just don't know what's going to happen. You really don't, like, and that's why I was like, right, I need to go to places, I need to go to nights, events, see, not only just to network, but just to see what people like. And it's really inspirational.
It is.
Especially when you produce.
100%.
It's just like, you know, if you just sat at home and you're like, I want to make something like this. If you go out there, you get inspired.
Yeah.
It's like if you're an artist and you're going out and you paint hills or whatever, you wouldn't sit at home and do it from memory, would you?
That's
You'd go,
such a good...
do you know what I mean? You'd go out and like go see the sceneries and be like, right, you know. Yeah. So it's sort of snowballed, really.
Yeah, it is I'm the same, Angie. I as you know, played a lot of like open format hip hop and R&B initially, and I went maybe 2018, 2019. And ever since, I played like 70% house gigs now.
It's
just because I was like, this is different. It's like it's something about it.
There's something so different about playing house. Like, I love all sorts of music,
yeah,
but when you play, I don't know. I think it's in you. I just think it's in you as a DJ.
It is,
isn't
yeah.
it?
And it's so different. Like I think if you're into like R&B and hip hop, this is my own experience. Like, you get to a certain point in your life where if you like R&B and hip hop, it's sort of like you have to be like in the culture and you want to fall in love with like new artists and the journey, but you don't really relate to them because once you hit 30 or whatever, you don't really like a 19-year-old drill rapper. You don't really have anything relatable.
Exactly.
Whereas house music is just a feeling.
Yeah.
You don't really have to like overthink about it and sort of like, I guess, keep up to it.
That's so true. It is a feeling. And I also think that like the house music industry, it's like sort of like everybody's sort of welcome, if that makes sense.
Think so, yeah.
You know, like it's not like, and there's so many different styles of house music. You know, you can go and like, I know some people say, oh, I'm too old to go out now, and I'm like, you're going to the wrong places then, because like this, it's non-judgmental.
Have you found that as the club scene sort of closed off a little bit and less and less clubs, have you found that you're getting a lot more daytime stuff as well, or have you still got a healthy amount of like club work?
I literally, my sets that I work at Bar Fibre in Leeds, they're actually all daytime, which I love.
Yes,
which I love. So it's like I do 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. and I do 6 till 9 p.m. Nice. And I love it because also it actually stopped me from going out all the time and staying out, which has a knock-on effect to how productive I am.
Big time.
And I really just want to put all my focus into like making music, you know, focusing on myself, doing all, you know, like just being really in it. And that's really difficult to do when you've been out till 6 a.m.
It is.
It's really
it's so funny. We like before this podcast, we have a joke like before this podcast we started talking to DJs and we started talking about DJing all the time.
Yeah,
I think that it was just a consensus that if you're a DJ, you party all weekend and you feel shit for a few days and you just and it's like, well, wait, what if you didn't do that?
Yeah, exactly.
It was never like a thought.
No,
it was just like, this is what you do.
It's just like when I've started to do these, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm like literally I can just go and I'm productive. I'm like, right, I'm up. I'll go do some exercise. I'll go do this. I'll walk the dogs, and then I've still got like my full day.
You get up on Sunday at 8 a.m. You're like, what do I even do?
I know, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the odd night now and again, and I still want to go out and see what's going on. But when I'm not DJing that late, it's a total difference.
Totally. Well, you've definitely been productive because some of your music, you've been on Beatparts on the radar. You've been working with he, she, they as well.
Yeah.
So it's the making music is, I guess, what you see is the next step of, I guess, being headline DJ producer in Ibiza, that sort of world.
Yeah, I think it's really important, isn't it, to have music out there as well. I think it goes hand in hand. And I want people to hear my music. I'd love, you know, for me it's about, there's no better feeling than seeing people dance to a track you've made. I mean, that's it's like, wow.
I saw a clip of you playing at Amnesia.
Yes. I mean, I was like, people are dancing to my music. Like that's, you know, that's insane. So I think it's the next step for me. I mean, I've always wanted to do it, and it's funny because I did my degree in production years and years and years ago, and I never did anything with it. And it was only until really like lockdown that I was like, right, I'm going to start doing it. And then it went from there, and then obviously signed some great labels and yeah.
Yeah, awesome. You've done a bit of work with He She They. We met Stephen over at IMS.
Stephen's brilliant.
Yeah.
In fact, the whole team are like the nicest people you will meet. Like, they've done so much for me. It's been brilliant. Okay. And I mean, it was my dream label. So when I got signed, I was like, this is like insane. But yeah, and they've done loads for me, and they're just really great to work for, really helpful, really have time for you, advise you, brilliant, and yeah.
Last time I saw you, we were in Ibiza, weren't we? We were at IMS. You was out there, you was on a panel, doing a panel, but again, it's just like networking, isn't it? It's just like being out there, being in the mix, and like I love what you said earlier about sort of just being and talking to people, because even us going out to IMS, I can name about 8 or 9 opportunities that have come off the back of that.
Well, exactly. Well, we're here now because of that.
Yeah.
We got talking about it.
2 in the morning at Pikes, like, come on the podcast.
Yes.
But you've played late. I was looking at the Instagram earlier yesterday, and some of the people you played with recently, just like in Ibiza, you supported like Interplanetary Criminal, Ketzimer was on the lineup at Amnesia. You mentioned Danny Howard, Sonny Fodera. Yeah. Like, what is it about working with like the top 1%ers that is there anything you can take away that's like they all have in common of why I guess they're at the level that they're at? Or is there anything, advice that they're giving you?
I think, do you know what? No advice as such, but I think what I've seen is just like they've all been really incredibly nice.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in work hard and be nice, and they obviously work very hard. And they've all been nice, and I just think that gets you far in whatever industry you're at. But I think that for me, that's the big thing I'd take away. There's nothing nicer than like seeing someone or meeting someone that you look up to and being like, oh, hi, you're a bit nervous, and then they're like, oh, yeah. It's like, and I think that counts for a lot. Like, yeah.
Don't you think as well? I mentioned this before, but we were talking earlier about Tomorrowland and how amazing it's been. They had a massive fire and they managed to put up the stage and show must go on. But I was there like last year, and what I always thought about big DJs that I've been with is totally different when you get to like the top 1%. They act totally differently. Like there's a level of like professionalism behind closed doors, like in the green rooms and that, because they know that sort of any wrong move or any bad press or anything like that, it all goes away. So the way they act is just totally, it's not like crazy partying or taking this or doing that behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They're all such on a level playing field, aren't they? That they don't take any risks.
I think the thing is as well, when you get to that point, like you have to be focused, don't you? You have to be on it and be like, because I always think like, usually like if I DJ'd late nights, I'd be like, drinking loads. And now I feel like I'm sort of, I mean, I'd still have a few drinks but like, I feel like I'm not as crazy as I was if I was, do you know what I mean? Now I'm like, right, I don't want to have beer for next day and be like, oh, you really embarrass yourself then. But yeah, I think you have to be like that, don't you? You have to, so, and especially if you're like, you are that busy, like how can you travel to another country and that on a hangover and like,
when you play at Amnesia or Mambo, how do you go about preparing for the DJ sets? Because obviously you do a lot. You've been through the open format world, and you play like on a weekend to local crowds and stuff. But how do you know what to play? How do you like organize like your music or just get in the mindset for playing such a big like arena?
I think for me, I do a lot of research. So whoever I'm warming up for, I'm like, right, listen to the mixers. Listen, just know what they're about as well, because I think it's a really important job warming up, regardless. But warming up for like, a big DJ, you want them to go on and be like, and do their best as well and not be like, oh, how do I follow this? You've got to like not play anything too tough or, all the big hitters, like you're there doing a job. So for me, I do a lot of research. I mean, I'm a big, like, I don't have a set list. I don't think, right, I'm going to play it in this order, because I read the crowd, which I think comes from doing all those open format gigs, I like to read the crowd. So I'll get a massive folder together of like stuff maybe like as doors open, and then if it builds up and like and go from there, and then so I'll just have a massive file and then go right and then pick them as I'm playing.
It is interesting that, isn't it? I think a lot of up and coming DJs or will see somebody on a warm up and assume that a lot of stuff maybe like pre-planned or they'll have the same a similar set for like all different types of DJ they're playing before, and it's a totally different thing. Whoever's playing on after you makes such a huge difference. It doesn't matter if you're the warm up, the main or the ending, depending on who it is. Because I know like if you're warming up for Danny Howard or Interplanetary Criminal, it's two totally different genres.
Totally different. Like Mambo warming up for Danny, it's like early doors, and it's like feel good, sing along, you know, all those house classics that everybody loves. And then obviously Interplanetary Criminal, amazing DJ. Like I'm not going to be playing like, you know, a classic house track. Yeah, I'm going to be playing something a bit more underground. So that's
where do you get your music from at the minute?
So a lot of stuff on Bandcamp. Luckily, I'm like in a couple of groups where people send the edits and tracks. So I'm in a group. Jaguar's got a WhatsApp group with loads of different sections, so events, production, from her brand Utopia, and it's a really great community. So people will send like the edits and go, you know, what do people think? And then even this week, I was playing for He She They, and someone sent a track, and I was like, oh, can I have that download? You know, like, you know, and they were like, yeah, sure. I said, I'll play. I actually did play it, and it's a really good track. So yeah, and Beatport. And yeah, I like to play a lot of my own stuff, Track Source, all the ones, but it's a lot of hunting.
It's the most fun part. It's like it's amazing to before you have a gig or you're thinking about a gig, just imagine you hear a song and you're like, oh, this is gonna be so good.
Yeah, it's just like you get that vibe. I think when you listen to tracks and you just know, because I'm either like yes or no. Yeah, I'm either like if it like makes something go inside of me, I'm like yeah. Or if I'm not, I'm like, no, absolutely not. I know exactly what I like, and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, if there's a sound in it that I don't like, I'm like, no. I'm like, literally, no. Oh, that was really good until that happened. No. But yeah, like those are the main ones, and then obviously, like in flight, get a lot of promo stuff. But I think my favourite thing to do is look on Bandcamp. That's my favourite thing because there's stuff there that you wouldn't usually get elsewhere.
Like if you're on Bandcamp, if you're putting stuff on Bandcamp, you really try it. But people are really trying.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I've just put a vocal on something on SoundCloud. Like you're trying to sell stuff out.
Yeah.
It's a bit more effort. It's a bit more quality. It's a bit harder to find stuff, but it is way more worth it when you do find it. I feel
exactly. There's a lot. It's a long time going on there. It's very long, but I think sometimes you can find some really good music. And then when you find one artist at one track and then you look at the other stuff, you're like, oh, amazing.
Oh, when you find that one gem of a producer, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like, and they've got like a massive, like, I'm like, brilliant.
Because you might be booked for a genre that you know, but you're not really like into it. You say like, I didn't know much about, I don't know, disco house, for example, and I find like one producer's got like 20 edits. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah. That's
talk to me about your music production sort of journey. Then I know you learned a while ago, but talk like through the process of obviously DJing, learning to produce and putting out music and being signed. Like, how long has that journey been, and what are the steps you've taken to get there?
So, I mean, the journey's been mega long from when I actually did my degree, but obviously I just left it for ages. I think things happen when it's right for you and it feels right. I never had the confidence to do it. I think there was just something that holding me back. And then obviously lockdown, did a track and got signed, which was brilliant. And then it sort of just went from there and did more and more. I mean, I've done loads of tracks and had loads of like knockbacks, like loads. You've just got to get a thick skin, because sometimes it's like, oh, do you know what? I'm just no good. I'm just going to give it up. But then you're like, you know, it's hard. I mean, we're creatives at the end of the day. What somebody might think is amazing, somebody else will be like, nah, it's rubbish. Do you know what I mean? You've just got to keep doing what you're doing and what you like. It's so easy as well to fall into I want to make something like that and try and be someone that you're not. And I think I finally gone, right, no, I'm making what I want to make now and not trying to emulate, a top 10 beatport track that's doing really well and that I love. You just need to keep in your lane, so to speak. But yeah, so I started properly in lockdown, and then it's sort of gone from there. And I always used Logic to produce because that's what I was taught in when I did my degree. But I do use Ableton as well now because I started to get my head around that, and I was like, do you know what? I actually really like Ableton for edits.
Yeah.
And then I've just from then on I just keep ploughing all my time and money into production. But yeah, it's just, I think for me, it's just a case of keep going and keeping focused.
I think it's it's a numbers game, isn't it? Like
it is.
You can't expect to make one track and it be signed and you be famous.
No. I think a lot of people as well see people go big from one track and think they've just done it overnight, and
they never have.
Never. It's like literally they've probably been working for a lot of years and had a lot of knockbacks, maybe a lot of releases, and it's just takes that one track to go right. This is it. You've got noticed, and that's why you've just got to keep at it.
100%. We've said that a lot. When somebody blows up, there's always a huge backstory of they've done the 10,000 hours in production. They've done this. They've changed the alias. They've done this. If you think about even James Hype's career, it was still big, but then Ferrari, and then it's a different level.
It's like, it's gone from I mean, he was playing in Leeds, wasn't he? He was like, now he's like,
I think was it Mal P was a different alias before, and then Drugs from Amsterdam came out. That blew up, and then he just deleted everything before that. So it's like it doesn't matter because he starts from this. He starts from
exactly.
Here. So
it
is an interesting. I was thinking about what you were saying then about falling into trends and trying to, I guess, be somebody else, and there's just no longevity in it, is there?
There's none at all, and I just think if you're trying to be someone who you're not, it's never going to last. Never going to last long at all, is it?
I from experience, when I was doing videos online and stuff, I was blowing up. I was touring the Party Islands and stuff on my own name, but I just ended up playing a lot of bass and bassline music that I was like, I remember just DJing was like, I actually don't like any of this music that I'm playing.
Yeah, and it makes such a difference, doesn't it? Because it makes such a difference if you're playing something that you're like, this isn't me. You're I
just couldn't keep up to it. I was like, this is not for me.
It takes the fun out of it.
100%. What you got going on this year? When are we going to Ibiza?
So I've already done a few gigs in Ibiza. So I've got a few more coming up at Amnesia.
How was the Terrace?
Because
it's mega, isn't it?
That for me, I mean, obviously I played there last year, but I was in the other room.
Right.
So the Terrace, I was like, I mean, Amnesia was the first club I went to when I went to Ibiza for the first time. So, cool. To go there as a, punter and be like, yeah, this is an incredible club that's been on the island for 50 years?
It's iconic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's iconic. It's it's got such a massive history and but playing on the Terrace, I was like, my name's up there, behind me, and I'm like, I was nervous. I mean, I get nervous before every gig, really. I mean, I think it's excitement, and and I just want to do a good job. But it was a proper buzz, playing at the Terrace. So I've got a few more dates there. What else have I got coming up? I've got a release coming out on Lady of the House at the end of the year. In winter,
nice.
And it's actually a really special one because it's named after my dad, my late father.
I love that.
So I made it ages ago actually, and then Lady of the House, obviously I've had a few signings with them, so it's great that I'm with them again, and I'm trying to think what else I've got coming up now. It's just when you think you've got loads, and then you're like, I'll go back and I'll be like, there's this and that. So that's exciting, but I'm sort of focusing on Ibiza because it's back and forth, which I love doing. I have to come back for the dogs.
Of course.
I literally can't. I mean, I miss them so much. I mean, if I could take them with me, I would, but I can't. But so it's back and forth. So the focus is Ibiza over the summer for the foreseeable. Yeah.
Well, I think it's amazing, Angie, because so many of our listeners will be in a similar position, trying to grind it out. Got the experience needed. Now he's trying to grind it out. And opportunities can just come at the drop of a hat. Yeah, they can. I think the best advice is just to keep going. Yeah, I know.
You just got to keep going, and if that's your passion, there are going to be times where you're like, why am I doing this? And this isn't sustainable, or my confidence is lacking. But you've just got to power through it. and take the time out. You know, for me, I like to, sometimes I'm just like, you can't force being creative. So you've just got to sometimes think, you know what, I just need a day where for me, it's just like watching Friends.
Yeah.
Or like watching,
Reruns.
watching
Reruns.
some reality TV program
Yeah.
and eating a load of junk.
Just
And
switching off.
just switching off, and then you'll suddenly get that urge and go, right, no, I'm getting back into it now.
But this staying power is a skill, though, isn't it? And like being able to, because I feel like we said this last week, but like you're not sort of in it for like a moment. You're in the business forever. You've been in the music industry. You're in it, and there's no like ceiling or anything, is there? There's just like you're going to be in it no matter what. And it's just about trying to like level up at every stage.
It is. It is just keep going, isn't it? It's just like, I think once you're in it and you find that passion for it.
Yeah.
And I think as well, there's so many other options and avenues you can go down. Like, you know, you might start DJing and go, do you know what? I'd actually quite like to be an artist manager. You know, I'd quite like, I mean, look at you guys, look what you've created. And you're all DJs and you've created this incredible platform for DJs that, you know, that you do so much for. So there's so many different avenues you can go down.
There is. We just launched this DJ competition with Rise Festival where we're going to send somebody to Rise Festival. And I said that don't be afraid to enter because you might not win, because entering something like that, it gets your juices flowing, it gets you in a creative mindset, and we are going to sort of see all the entries, so something might come off it that isn't related to it, and I totally agree. Being out in like IMS Ibiza and seeing how many like 90% of the people in the industry all started DJing. But they're like A&R managers, or they're like VP of sales at Beatport or something like that. And it's like just keep your foot in the door if you want to be in this business forever.
Yeah, and I think like a great example was my signing to He She There, which I'd seen a post. I mean, I've talked about this a lot because I think it's really, really important. I'd seen a post that He She There had put, and it was they'd reposted it from someone else, and it was about, just because one person doesn't like your track doesn't mean it's not good. Like, send your music anyway. So I was like, I think it was just a Sunday morning, and I was in bed, and I was like, I'm just gonna message them and see what happens. And they actually messaged back, so I was like, oh, I've got some music, and they were like, and it was Stephen Brains. He said, this is my email, send me a track. So I was like, it was like, oh, you know, not for us, but you know, keep sending music, we want to hear it. I mean, I must have sent quite a bit, and eventually, and I didn't even think anything. I just said, I was like, I've just done this track, and I'd done it with Harvey Rose. Harvey Rose had done the vocals, and I just sent it because I knew they knew Harvey Rose, and I didn't even put it in as in, do you want to sign it? I just said, oh, just, you know, if you want to take a listen. And then they were like, oh, we love this. We've sent it to the team. We love it. We want to sign it. And I was like, I was just like, oh, you know, jumping up and down, going, yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, okay then. But actually going like that, and then it went from there, and that's just a prime example of you got to keep going. You got to keep, and it doesn't matter if you get rejections, because you will, or you'll get like nobody even listen to your music, because that happens. Of course. So many people, the labels get so much music through to them, but you've got to keep on going, and then naturally it happened. I was out and met Stephen Brains, and then that was another connection. I'd already spoken to them on via email and stuff, and then it goes from there. So it's
I think that's a beautiful way to end it. Thanks so much for coming in, Ange, all the way from round the corner. It's great to see you. We're going to Ibiza in a couple of weeks, so we'll have a shot or two at Pikes.
Yes, we will. Thank you for having me on.
I'll put all, make sure you follow Angel Lee. I'll put all the description links and stuff where you can go and follow her journey. Thanks so much.
Thank you. It's been incredible.
Thank you.